Ah, good to see you there.
Hi guys, it's Treasy here. Yesterday was FFS6, the UK Ultrastock gameplay down in Warminster Airsoft, in the woods down there. And this is the second time I've used my leafsuit. The first time I put it right though, the first time I used it was back in December, and then the leafsuit was very dark, and there wasn't much cover in terms of leaves and stuff, so I stood out a little bit. So it took some time to reconfigure it. Big shout out to Kicking Mustang and his Sniper Ops group on Facebook. Gave me some really good ideas. And on site I had to tune the leafsuit to the surroundings, and it was really effective to the point where really on one of the first games I had someone within 12-15 foot of me, and I thought, we don't have a minimum engagement distance, but I'm going to shoot them now before they get within 6 feet of me. Loadout. So first things first, blaster. I'll be doing a separate loadout on this. This is my HPA long shot. I've done some basic sort of cover to it, mainly using this lovely moss-like fabric that you can then just sew stuff onto. So I've got a scope cover here, suppressor cover, stock cover there, and there's various other bits and pieces, just most of it just sewn on or tied onto the blaster itself. Just disconnect there, put that to one side. It is HPA. So even the HPA line, it should be that khaki colour. I got a line cover from Modern Combat Sports over the road from where I work, and added some more foliage to it to make it less obvious. Put that to the side. Mechanics gloves, plain black. I use these for a lot of things, so that's why I haven't bothered going with camo ones for this. Let's go to the actual concealment suit itself. Let's take this off. So bog standard boonie hat. In ATAX AU camo. I've trimmed the peak of it a little bit, added a popper to the front as well, so that when I put my hood up I can actually clip it into this, which kind of keeps everything in place and stops the hood falling right over my face so I can't see fully. The suit itself, let's take the goggles off. Yesterday, during the long game, I was actually had this attached to the goggles to give myself a full face covering. Now previously I've been running things in Neutral goggles. I've had a Neutral face mask as well that I'd zip tied underneath, so that just hung off. The problem is it was very weighty, and it would, with the boonie hat and everything on top, it was just pulling this down a lot of the time. I was really digging in my nose and stopping breathing. So I figured just some simple scrim netting can just be stitched on, tied onto the goggles themselves, and then add foliage as necessary. Problem was then after the long game we played games of King of the Hill, where I didn't need to be massively camouflaged, and I didn't have any spare goggles or anything else, so I ended up cutting that off, these goggles, so I need to get a spare set of goggles for short games or games where I'm not going full camo. This suit itself is a Webtex concealment vest in the bog standard green colour, and it has loads of straps for attaching foliage and stuff to it. So I've got loads of leaves that have come in from off eBay, cheap Chinese leaves. They're like £1, £2 per 100. They've been dyed with a variety of iodine poly, various wood stains as well, and there's other fake leaves, bits of mesh netting, raffia, jute strings, just things to break up the silhouette, break up the outlines, and to add some colour and depth to it. Yesterday, while I was on site, I spent 5 minutes going around and just getting some of the foliage. There's loads of these kind of reeds and long grass, so cut out chunks of that, some ferns there that have seen better days. And the suit has some nifty little straps, elastic straps that you just push stuff through, hold it all in place. And that, I hope, did a really good job of keeping me camouflaged. Right, the rest of my rig, I have a quick release single point sling here for carrying the blaster. The blaster's quite weighty because the QEV and separate firing tank internals rather than the Specs PZ tank, which is a lot more compact and lighter. So I've just got a single sling there, on elastic strapping. So that's tied into the rig, so it just takes some of the weight while I'm walking around. And then if I'm going to respawn, I can just go hands free. The blaster hangs down to the side of me. It does bounce around a little bit because it's elastic, but it just means that I'm not going to carry it all the time. The thing is, if you're going to respawn and you don't want to walk around with your hand in the air for 5 minutes, you don't have a blaster in your hand, people are unlikely to shoot you. I have barrel foam radio on my hip there, going up to acoustic tube and pusher top there. That I found yesterday was really good. I didn't have to find that through the leaf suit. I could just hand over the top of the leaf suit and just squeeze and be on the radio straight away, and I think people could hear me pretty clearly. The rig itself is Blackbird. Condor Ops chest rig. It's quite lightweight. I have capacity for 9 katanas on here. These are just carried in LFH radio pouches. This is ATAX FG, same as the pouches here. I have a knife on the side here for knife kills because we do allow knife kills at FFS. I didn't get any yesterday. I was lined up for one and then Pete came along and shot the person, so I was a bit disappointed with that. Hey ho. I have a little pouch on the side here. This is ATAX AU, I think, rather than FG. This is ideal for putting a couple of grenades in, or bandages, or objectives, or something like that. So that's that. Getting all this on has been a bit of trial and error, because while the rig is quite easy to put on, I don't have anywhere to mount heavy HPA bottles it. So what I've had to do is kind of build it into another belt. So if I undo here, pieces here, that comes off nice and easily. It is quite lightweight. There is also an admin pouch in here for putting maps in, or the bottle brush cleaner, which is ideal for clearing jams, clearing out what's going on if there's anything stuck in the barrel. So my actual tank then, this is a new Pro battle belt. Traffic. New Pro battle belt, and I've taken the belt from the back of the Condor rig and threaded it underneath the bottle, so it sticks out that side, underneath radio holster there. It's a Vipo multi-cam holster. I don't like multi-cam, but it was available and it was cheap. Belt comes out there, so I can wear this on my waist, just above the hips. That's taking a lot of the weight, and then when I plug it into the rig, that will actually help taking all the weight off my hips and distribute it across my shoulders as well, which is really useful. I'm running a Titman 48 cubic inch tank in here, with the standard reg it comes with it, and then a Basilisk low pressure regulator going off it. I used about 2000 psi yesterday. I know I did have an air leak early on in the game, so I had to go back to the safe zone and just repair that. So I did lose about 500 psi within 10 minutes. But yeah, fired a good few hundred shots. In the long game I went through 9 katana mags, plus 1 in the blaster, plus Phil lent me 2, and I refilled a couple as well, so yeah, 200-300 shots easily. And then the long game, again, another couple of hundred shots maybe, and yeah, I'd say about 1800 psi if I discount what came out from the leak. On to actually what I'm wearing. Proper underbody armour combat shirt. I really like these designer shirts in that they're nice lightweight kind of main material, but the arms are a little bit tougher. Loads of little pockets and stuff, so you can keep things like your regulator keys in them. Space of patches, Foam Alliance UK patch there. It's basically car keys, that kind of thing, so you know they're on your body, you're not going to lose them, which is great. LFH Apex FG trousers. I'm not getting on with these, I'll be quite honest. The colour is very different to the rest of my Apex FG stuff, but also, even though they're the correct size for me, the material inside the hem of the waistband, just to feel it, to touch it, it's fine. After you've worn it for kind of 10-20 minutes, it gets really irritating. So I'm probably going to have to end up changing these because they're not comfortable to be walking around the woods for an hour, 2-3 hours. On my feet, I have more traffic. Cannibal pose. I have Magnum safety boots. These got a composite toe in them rather than steel toe. They're a little bit lighter and also save your feet from getting really cold. So yeah, that was my loadout for yesterday. This is my loadout for probably most of the FFS games in the future. It's something I've been working on, taking me quite a few iterations of trying stuff out of the home, play around with it, go, oh yeah, that kind of works. Try something else, yeah, that kind of works a bit better. And then you go off to a game, you play with it and go, well, that didn't work, that didn't work, that didn't work, because you're playing in a game situation rather than running around your garden or whatever. I'll still be using this blaster, my HP blaster, for other Ultrastock games, or other high-end games at least. I designed it so that all of these covers can just simply, he says, most of these will just slip off. The scope one is on that scope, but I'm only using scope for FFS. I'll use 2x magnifying scope. For most of the games I'll just use like a reflex scope or something like that. Blinking in the garden, I'll put a 3x scope on because you don't have to line up shots really quickly, you can take your time. But yeah, all the camo on the side is just like put little certain little sleeves that go over the priming bars so it can mount stuff to that. This piece here is just held in place by my camera mounts here. Suppressor cover just slips off again, so I can actually strip that right back. When the blaster is painted, it's camouflaged already, but even in kind of an urban environment like Ghillie and Liverpool, that does blend in quite nicely. And I can also then use the same battle belt, same bottle carrier. I can take the line cover off, so I've just got a plain sort of brown line rather than a camo one with all the leaves on it. And I can use other pouches and stuff on that belt for running games like Kiln or for Impact Northwest. I can run everything except the leaf suit itself. Take all the leaves off this because that's got a green environment, and then I have to all one. So yeah, that's my loadout. It's Easter Sunday and all we've got is guys on paragliders and cars going past and mopeds going past, aeroplanes. You'd think it'd be quiet first thing on Easter Sunday morning.